Good day, and another talking technical. And wow, are we surprised of the markets? I mean, our market is struggling a little bit, but Darby asked me to look at the S&P 500. That's why I would like to kick off straight away, because this is the chart of the decade. I actually tweeted and I said, I don't know why we all work. We can just buy the S&P 500 and we can just relax and almost like Mr. Elon Musk, just go on and fly around the world and even go up in space. Because the only thing you need to do is you need to buy the S&P 500. Look at this chart. I mean, I just would like to show everybody that, remember, this is not a chart that plays games. This chart is just telling us one thing, and that is it is just going up. Even if you use that support line, you can use any support line you want, because that chart just tells you that the momentum is clearly to the upside. And Davy, you're quite right. I mean, everybody is just running into the S&P. I just want to show another print here, and then you will immediately see, and you will say, listen, this is the place that I need to be. I must go in one chart, and I must go into the S&P 500, because what, you don't get any dips. The dips is tiny dips. And there you are. Look at this, absolutely, and this is, remember, a weekly chart. Look at this wonderful ascending channel. I mean, it's a textbook chart. It comes down to test a line, it rallies up, but what's the beauty? It stays on top. When it gets to the resistance line, usually you expect that the chart will go back to the support line. Not the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is just going up in a straight line. And what is very interesting, Mr. Federal Reserve, and we can call him Mr. Powell, he is also involved in this market. In actual fact, it came out that while he's actually injecting all the, you can say, the QE into the market, this easy liquidity that he instructs that everybody must pump in, he just go and he buy the market himself. so we're talking here about a manipulative market. And this is the beauty about it. I mean, there's the 40-week moving average. I'm looking at it there. There's the 40-week moving average. That just tells you that the momentum is clearly to the upside. I mean, it touched it briefly on the 22nd of June 2020. And I mean, that is the COVID correction that we've seen. Somebody actually asked me this week, was that a bear market? No, that's not a bear market. A bear market usually lasts for between 9 months and even, I've seen some of them, 5 years. But this chart just tells you that nobody is worried. I mean, even the Federal Reserve members are buying the market. They know that the liquidity will go in. And what do? They just come in and they buy it. Nothing wrong with it. So I will say the chart looks beautiful. And for me, the first sign of negativity will be below 4410. And remember, this is on a weekly chart. That tells you on a weekly chart below 4410, this channel can maybe, and that's why I'm saying maybe, break to the downside. And where can it go to? I mean, if I give you the target, you'll say, please, can we maybe just look at another chart, because the target is so tiny, it won't even bother us. Can you believe it? If it breaks below 4411, it can go back to test the 40-week moving average, and that is at 4197. And I would like to say to somebody, if you see the S&P drops, let's say about 1 point or 1.5 point at night, that is a record. And I mean, if it drops 10 or 15 points, like the last 2 weeks, it dropped about 100 points in about 2 weeks after a massive rally from 2,200 to 4,600. You must actually phone the Guinness Book of World Records and just say to them, listen, S&P had a drop. So all jokes aside, this is a beautiful chart. Nothing wrong. It bounces off the support. I just would like to mention something. This chart is trading at a price to earnings ratio of 33. So just be careful. You can chase the momentum. And where can you buy it? You can buy it close to that support line, and that will be at 4411 if you believe that will be only a correction back to the 200-day or 40-week moving average. But Harvey, beautiful chart. So what can I say? The world is just what we say, a song. Nothing can go wrong. Everybody struggled with COVID except for the Federal Reserve officials that knew that the chart must go up, and all the others that chased the momentum to the upside, they made big money. So I'm just nervous. I just say some charts worries me, and this is one of the charts that is actually worrying me a bit. Let's go to Johan's question, and he wanted to look at African rainbow minerals. Let's go there, African rainbow minerals, and remember this is a commodity counter. A commodity counter that's almost like you can say a favorite amongst commodity players. I just want to, yeah, there you are. This is a weekly chart again. It looks like it's in a correction mode here, Johan. There you can see a double top. In actual fact, you can see a tweezer top. There's the one top. There's another top. There's another top. That is a beautiful top formation. It just shows you every time that it got to that magical 300 Rand level, there were some sellers around it. And look at this waterfall formation all the way to the downside. And if you look at the commodity index and look at Brent, it's going up. And if you look at this bounce, and remember this is a weekly chart, it looks like it wants to recover from that ugly sell-off. So Johan, I will look at this. And for me, this will be the important level. I will take that away now. There you are. If it bounces above 217 Rand 28 cents, it can easily give us a bounce even further. And where's my targets? It can go back to that resistance level 234.92, and if it really gets going, it can go to this 40-week moving average. There you are, 261 Rand and 37 cents. What is my stop loss? My stop loss will be this low, and I'll tell you why. 184.95. Look at this previous test of that low, close to 185. That is at bottom. There's another bottom. You can actually say it's almost a double bottom. That's positive. And above that little resistance line, we can maybe see a bit of a relief rally, because a lot of the commodities are actually doing well. And the Rand is a little bit strong, but maybe that can weaken as well, and that should give these commodity counters a little bit of a boost. Let's look at Stefan's request. He's looking at Marion Roberts. I can remember in my days, many years ago, Marion Roberts was one of the blue chips of the market. Everybody loved the stock. Well, nowadays it is one of those counters that's really struggling. But what you see nowadays, Marion Roberts, it's almost like it's waking up. Can you believe it? This counter was as low as 3.67 Rand in May at 2020. I mean, it fell off a cliff. And since then, beautiful share. I mean, look at it, Stefan. There's the low. There's a higher low. Another higher low. Another higher low. I mean, this rally of the last few weeks from about 10 Rand 8 cents to 13 Rand 17. That's a 30% rally. That's a strong rally. But if I look at it, it looks like it rallied a little bit away from this 40-week moving average, unless it is changing into, like you can almost say, an SP500 chart where things just go higher and higher and higher. But let's have a look here. I just want to have a look here. There you are. Just want to draw that line in. Good. Look at this beautiful ascending channel. This chart is actually showing us that it goes beautifully up to the resistance line. It goes back to the support line. It goes up to the resistance line. And I always say, you know, shares are almost like actors in a play. And sometimes they actually show you exactly what they want to do. And this is what we're seeing here. If you envisage Marion Roberts, you see an ascending channel. You see that it's consolidating above the 40-week moving average. That is technically positive. And it looks like every time that it hits this resistance line, it pulls back. So, Stefan, maybe time now, if you are a trader, to lock in profit around this 13 Rand 80, 13 Rand 90 level. It can maybe pull back all the way down to that 1134, maybe 1140 level. Then buy it there. Use your stop loss of 10 Rand 35. That's your 40-week moving average. And then maybe it can bounce up. I just want to say something. I see nowadays all the stocks, you know, if it starts to go, it's a 20% rally. It's a 30% rally in 2-3 weeks. Just keep in mind that stocks can also drop. Maybe our memories are a little bit short-lived. Can you remember from 2018 when Marion Roberts lost 7% in about a week, and it just fell from 14 Rand 62 to 11 Rand? That's a 30% drop in a matter of 2-3 weeks. Just remember, it can happen again. I know it sounds like I'm a little bit nervous on the market. I am nervous because if the S&P 500 collapses or give us a correction, it will probably take all of these stocks a little bit lower. Let's have a look at AECI. I just want to get it there. While I'm looking at the chart or pulling up the chart, somebody dropped me a WhatsApp earlier this morning and said, Frans, can you maybe talk about Karoo and the share that's been listed? I mean, it's a beautiful share, but the problem is the liquidity is terrible. The share went up 40%. So just don't dabble in those shares until there's a little bit of liquidity. Otherwise, you will just burn your fingers. Well, let's have a look at AECI. Weekly chart again. Beautiful chart. Same story here. If you look at the chart, the momentum is clearly to the upside. It's almost an exact chart like Martin Roberts. Beautifully to the top. It gives you a beautiful show here that it goes up in the ascending channel. There's the ascending channel for you. And that just tells you the momentum is clearly to the upside. What is my target here? And I mean, Ruan asked about it. Ruan, it can go all the way up to 117 Rand 50 to reach this upper band of this target. I mean, that is a strong move. So, yes, I think if you want to buy now, you may be a little bit late. If you want the projected level of to take profit, yes, it will be the top of that line. And if you want to buy, look at this beautiful 40-week moving average with the support line. Wait for a pullback to 101.55. Buy there. Maybe make use of a stop loss of 99 Rand 20 cents. And from there, it can maybe go up again. Well, that's it. Visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com for more information, and we will chat again.